Hello, welcome to the episode 3 of playthrough for closed beta of Terror from the Void. We are picking off where we left our last recording, the episode 3. I'm still doing post voice on the footage I've captured beforehand. And so in here I think I'm trying to figure out which abilities to give to each soldier after level up, and I have, like you've seen, picked up Ready for Action for Assault because it's just way too important, especially when I need to switch so many items around like grenades and other stuff. And I also at this point I wanted to pick up Die Hard for my Assault because losing level 5 Assault just easily is not something I would like to risk. And in case you, and yeah, I'm also going to build a Banshee helmet for Jacob, who's been running with his head uncovered for the duration of this playthrough so far. And the reason I'm getting helmet now is because there are evolutions of shooting enemies. I don't remember if it's already in or it's coming, but either way that's a good moment to armor up if somebody is still running naked. So I'm checking out the locations for bases, and I think the reason why I built the base there, besides having training center there, which can be used to bolster my fresher recruits and put them in a better shape for the challenges to come, is also because it's close to the mist patch, and also it's going to be a nice bridge for connecting the continents, because eventually I want to go there to do the Prisoner of Ice mission, which is a good source of experience and progressing the storyline, giving me more resources, stuff like that. So I don't want to miss this opportunity. I have been reading commentary from Etermus, and he said it's going to be difficult defending those bases. Well, actually maybe it's true, and I trust his experience, but let's see how I handle this situation. Maybe I will lose a base there, who knows. Anyway, right here I'm considering if I should be more flexible with my action points and use a handgun, but I decided that, well, as an off-proficiency weapon, I still want to use a sniper rifle, despite it being kind of on the low side of the damage. So yeah, and we are going into the nest. We're going to obtain our first point of delirium, and I think that's something I want to do just to bolster my reputation with factions and just to slow down Pandoran evolution, because in Terror from the Void, Pandorans evolve based on amount of bases they have across the map, so killing those colonies ASAP is pretty important. It's one of the changes we made from the original game, which had a pretty weird way of evolving Pandorans. I won't go too much into the detail, but it was kind of awkward. You kind of wanted to keep the colonies alive, and the penalty was like losing reputation if you don't kill them, which led to some really weird things. And here I want to throw a grenade there, but I keep playing kind of hastily here, but I think I don't make a lot of mistakes in that mission. But I think there will be an interesting scavenging mission that I have not been playing perfectly, but well, let's see how it goes from here. And yeah, I'm checking just if I will be able to move Buggy out of the way for my other troops to follow up on the kills. And I think getting return fire was not intended here. I remember being surprised. I think I counted on blowing up this Arthan Gunner, because he was already damaged by my sniper, but somehow grenades can act pretty weirdly here. So in this case I'm still aiming to finish up one enemy and get this free movement for my kill and run ability. I could possibly bolster my shooting skills by using quick aim, but I think I'm still figuring out what my options here are. So there is Arthan Brute, which I think should be dying, and just like that I'm shooting to penetrate him and land a shot on the Triton behind him, but I think it doesn't quite work. Yeah, and here I'm just trying to shoot some more, and I managed to recover some willpower, yet I think I didn't get the Triton, so he will get a shot at my buggy, which keeps taking damage, which is unfortunate really, because I kind of want to conserve its HP as much as I can, so I can actually use it in future missions. At this point it's kind of preferable to take damage on my soldiers instead of the buggy, but well, I can't really choose, and the enemies love to shoot at bigger targets. So in here, luckily, I must say it's lucky that I got to take this damage in my buggy. So I kind of forgot that we gave all vehicles ability to trample over small enemies, and in this case I could have just simply rolled over the worm, but I didn't, because well, I haven't remembered about this, or maybe I wanted to mind control it anyway. I can't really remember what the tactical uh, scenario I had in my head for this particular situation, but well, there was this choice, and I think, well, at this moment when I'm reviewing this stream, I couldn't remember that. Well, I just remembered that I actually had this option, but it kind of occurred to me that I had this interesting way of dealing with the worm. Well, in here I'm kind of moving my assault there because I want to figure out if anyone's coming from that part of the lair, or that's called the nest, actually, this Dorn colony, the smallest one. But I don't know where the last, the remaining sentinel is. Okay, I managed to proc my Overwatch fire just to shoot my buggy in the back, so it keeps taking damage. Well, way too much damage. It could have been much less, I think, but well, it wouldn't be fun if I didn't take any risks. So in here, I wanted to take control of this Arthur because, well, because I could, and because it's a great scouting option. So I destroying worms with grenade from my buggy, I think. Yeah, somehow the UI doesn't always represent how effective the explosive is going to be, especially when you hit some kind of elevation. That usually leads to some very unfortunate cases where you cannot calculate your move effectively. So, but I found another sentinel, and it seems it's not alerted by me somehow, maybe because I'm using Pandoran, mind control Pandoran, and somehow it's not counted as the enemy to this sentinel. But as far as I know, these sentinels, they love to explode, even if not explode, but like hatch, use their hatching ability on all the eggs that surround it, based on the proximity. So it doesn't matter if I have any walls, it just works based on how far my soldiers are moving related to it. So in this case I decide to just use my Arthon to go after the sentinel, and then I will just finish it off with my assault, but not before I get some extra experience shifted towards my priest by using mind control. Well, let's see if it pays out. So in here it's quite easy to finish off the remaining Hutchins Sentinel, and I'm done with this mission. Let's see how the XP is distributed. Yes, it still didn't do much for my priest, but still I think the XP is more or less evenly distributed in this case. So in vanilla, if you've played vanilla, it's a nightmare to level up your priests, technicians and others. Well, I actually covered that in, I think, in episode 1, so I won't, like, once again, won't speculate too much on this. But basically you can see that the experience is more or less split evenly. So my priest doesn't get like 50 while everyone else gets 200. They all get like 100 plus XP, so that's actually fortunate. That's a good example of how XP distribution works. So right now there's a mission that I need to do. That's a mission for Scavenging, and it will generate a lot of resources for me. And I really would love to get those resources because I want to activate more bases. I want to build my second crew with another manticore. I want to build some vehicles, and there's a lot of stuff I want to manufacture eventually, and I'm really starved on resources, so those scavenging missions are a godsend. And also because they get harder by day as Pandoran monsters evolve. And yeah, you can see I'm checking where I can spend those resources, which kind of bases I want to activate next. For example, there's a juicy base with research lab, which will help me keep acquiring those resources from research, despite the fact that I have pretty much acquired a lot of the more rewarding, profitable ones. And here that's a really awful evolutionary spike for me, because I get 3 absolutely devastating mutations. So just to explain, keep in mind that I have the Eternus difficulty on, which makes all Pandorans deal 25% more damage. What that means, that these Krabbies with evolved pincer arm will now deal horrific amount of damage. It will be like 100 and well, around 120 damage. So because their base is 90 and they get like plus 20 plus 21 damage, so it's a lot. And that's really hard to deal with them too, as their pincers get tougher. So it's just a part of the problem. Their pincers get tougher, and I can disable them as easily anymore, because now they have 20 armor and 70 hit points, as opposed to the 0 armor and 50 hit points for the basic one. So for example, right now when I face Arthon, basic Arthon, I can quite easily disable him by just removing his pincer with some precise weapon shots. But as they get those strong pincer hands, it's no longer an option, and so they get both harder to counter and more deadly. So that's what, and of course the biggest menace yet is the terrifying Footpad Alpha, which has Deimos with such a huge accuracy boost, and he has also this extreme toughness with regenerating torso and 300 hit points, and this regenerating torso has 30 armor, which is absolutely wrecking, once again because of the Ectermus difficulty, damage reduction, and how armor interacts with burst weapons. It's almost impossible to kill these Triton, even with the best weapons I have. It's almost impossible to kill him with a single blow. So you will see me dealing with them soon in the Scavenging mission, but it's a terrible opponent to fight, and especially on Scavenging missions. So because, like I said, on Terminus they get like additional action points. They get like 4 action points. The first reinforcement that arrives gets 4 action points. So a Triton like that can really deal a lot of damage, and my soldiers take more damage, right, from those very precise Deimos rifle shots. And I've been checking out the marketplace just now. I was like looking over some modules, considering how much money I want to expend, and I think I was buying some chaos shotgun ammo because I really need it. So for now, I think I'm gonna drop off the Junker. Oh no, I'm going straight for the... Wow. Well, I guess I decide to just go reckless. So only 300 hit points Junker against terrifying Hitman, Tritons, Footpads, Alphas, and all those evolved Pandorans, and those 4 action point reinforcements. And oh my god, I'm so under equipped, under prepared. I think Travis would have somehow did it better. I know he would, because like every time I watch his video, it's like I told you the last episode, it's just crazy how effective he can be at metagaming all of those things. It's like all the difficulties I have to struggle through, they don't exist for this guy. And I mean, I'm not optimizing a lot of my moves, and he's also not optimizing a lot of his moves, because like me, he's usually playing very fast when recording episodes, because you know, we all know it's not fun to watch the slow-paced thinking of every move. Like maybe when you actually speak about it and explain some tips, maybe it's more fun like that. But usual streamer I get to watch, he's like staring at the screen for 5 minutes trying to find the right angle, and it's really something that gets boring real fast, so that's probably one of the reasons streams for turn-based tactics don't get a lot of viewership. Right now, I think I'm going to just deal with threats as I see them, but one of the most important parts on scavenging missions is to determine the order at which you're going to pick up crates. So I have kind of missed the whole disposition, the tactical analysis here, because I was busy discussing something else, but generally I pick up crates that are closest to evacuation point last. So I try to find some kind of pattern, how these crates are packed, and where they are the most, like the tightest pack. I try to identify the crates which are farthest and tightest packed from my starting position, so I first go after them. Then if I can, if the situation allows, I pick up the crates nearby, and then I come back to the entry point. This is where I get to clean up the remaining crates. So because if I spend too much time here, I might lose the opportunity to get into better cover, to deal with missed sentinels, to you know, like just reinforcements can really factor in a lot. So I want to use those early turns to set up a better tactical position. So that's one of the, I would say, not really a mistake, but one of the miscalculation that a lot of players do. They just try to pick up every crate as they go, and I think it's losing a lot of turns, which you could really use for a better tactical position. So, for example, this map has some buildings in the central area, which is always important, but it's especially important on the terminus where reinforcements can come from any side. So, for example, if I stand here in the center of the map, I'm more or less covered from the reinforcement that come from the sides. You know, if it makes sense what I'm saying. So anyway, right now I have some enemies on my hands here, and luckily I didn't get many strong enemies. Those all are kinda weak. I'm considering which one I want to take out, and once again somehow my grenade deals weird damage. I want to see if I can get 2 with 1 grenade. I think I can, but I'm almost certain this grenade will not damage the earthen there because of the obstacles that are in the way. Yep, it didn't, you see. The UI preview showed that I will get some damage in, but in fact I didn't. So right now I can use my mind controlling powers to affect some of the enemies, but they have way too much willpower for me. So now that's one of the consequences of not thinking much about the turns. Some unpleasant things can happen where I cannot really calculate the outcome, and where I could end up being damaged pretty badly. But my shot here got extremely lucky, so that's one thing that I was really lucky with. So I hit like 2 body parts and disables him, so I think I didn't disable a pincer there, but this earthen got disabled leg, and oh yeah, I have a pincer disabled too, so I think he still has this spitter head active, but I don't think he will be able to use it at all because of how slow he becomes after losing his legs. Yeah, you can see it's just like moving just a little bit. So I got super lucky. I one shot disabled both his pincer arm and also a leg. That's one shot from Redeemer, who said Redeemer was a bad damaging weapon. It's amazing, actually. Well, if your enemy has 3 HP on his body parts anyway. And another very lucky thing I had here is that my sniper shot disabled had this earthen brute, so his willpower has now dropped significantly, and I can mind control him easily. I think I need to check out willpower of other guys. Yeah, he has like 3 willpower. If I killed an Arthur there first, I would have spent less action point or less willpower, but well, I decided to do it this way, so I recovered some. So maybe actually it was a better choice, because I got like same one willpower, I guess, at that. But well, anyway, it wasn't such a mistake. After all, there's no difference. The order didn't make any difference in this particular case. So now this Triton will die, and I have to keep going after the crates further away, the crates near Mist Sentinel. That was the original plan anyway. I'm setting up an Overwatch in case some Mindfraggers are hiding inside this mist spawned by Sentinel, and in this scenario I think there's no better move but go take this crate upstairs. I'm not sure if it's a good move because I really want my buggy close so I can unload all those heavy crates inside it. And here you go. Yeah, two spawns appear. One of them is Arthur Shellbearer, and I'm almost certain he appeared first, but somehow the footpad gets 4 action points, and you can already see how dangerous that is. If those shot was a little bit more precise, I would have suffered a disabled limb and all the stamina loss that occurs from it. Now I'm just trying to soften this Triton up, throwing grenades from my buggy deliberately. And I'm considering if I should move my Arthur towards the enemy here, so maybe I will be able to perform some attacks next turn. But I decide that this place is probably a good place to hide from the upcoming barrage of shots from the Triton. Thing is that I should have thought more about this move, because eventually those Tritons have a lot of movement. And this is the bad move also because, like I said, the Triton Alpha has a lot of movement. He can easily get into a position to shoot me, and his Damus rifle is extremely long range, so I think I'm considering blocking off the side of this Triton after I realize I shouldn't have moved here. I just try to block his line of sight. I'm moving my Arthur like I was intending first to possibly attack the Triton. I'm trying also to put him somehow into the way of shots, so I'm just trying to protect my sniper there so I wouldn't get attacked by the Triton. But this bastard moves at an absolutely different angle, so I was thinking he would come from the angle below, but he moves upstairs or upwards and just shoots from the other side. And it's another lucky situation, because if he was more accurate with his shots, he would be able to deal much more damage. And trust me, those things can be extremely accurate. Somehow they manage to deal so much damage. So I think Mindfragger is the #1 target, both because he's much harder to hit with conventional attacks, but also because if he manages to get someone, considering I just have 3 people, it will become very, very dangerous, and especially dangerous because I no longer have a luxury of waiting out, as 4 action point reinforcements do really dictate the pace of the game, so Mindfragger can result in much worse scenarios than it would in vanilla. And I think I should have kept my buggy here. I don't really know why I did it. I think that's another huge mistake I did. But maybe I thought I can deal with this Alpha. I don't know why. I think I've exposed my sniper again to a very bad position, which is really stupid from me. You usually don't play like this, but oh well, like I said, it was not the best of my days. But I think I will get lucky again. I don't want to take a lot of damage. I think at this point I realized how badly I played, that I shouldn't have moved buggy away from my sniper there. Or maybe I was considering if the buggy takes 2 shots from this Triton, I would be forced to evacuate or lose it. So maybe that's another consideration to take. But anyway, losing buggy versus losing sniper, the choice is quite obvious. So in here I think I found a way where I will not get damaged, and there is a crate nearby which will restore some of my willpower, so I'm not very concerned about losing my willpower from the mist. Well, if I step inside the mist I will lose some willpower, so in here I do some tossing of crates here and there so I can unload them once again into the buggy, because I'm going to move Priest toward the mist and there will be a buggy there, so I'm considering next turn I will do some fast exchange and then get a crate, something like that. But well, anyway, I need to prepare for the upcoming battle with Arthur and Triton there. Okay, so I no longer am encumbered. I have Arthur Brute here. I move it toward this one, and then I'm going to relinquish my control, I think, and blow everyone up with a singular grenade.
Heading out.
So yeah, that's the play here. And yeah, I'm trying to get his pincer arm, but I don't. So right now I need to move. Oh, and another good thing why it's so good that I used grenade to kill this Arthur, because now I can actually use kill and run, which takes me further than just a regular one action point movement. And that's important because, like I said and like you've seen, this Triton Alpha is actually extremely efficient at flanking everyone. Yeah, you can see I'm getting just extremely lucky here. It would have ended real badly for me there, but well, I guess, well, sometimes you just get lucky. I don't know. It's really something I shouldn't have done there. But well, it just happened. So all that remains is to take out those two enemies. It's at this point it's much easier because now I have good cover. So yeah, 5 will points coming my way. I get more stuff to pick up.
Let's go.
So now I'm just moving toward the remaining crate. I'm just considering what happens if someone spawns at the nearby spawn locations.
Moving to coordinates.
So this Triton is something I have to take care of.
Gotcha.
Very good sharp shooting from Sophia. And at this point, yeah, and another Triton Alpha that's insane, and he's going to get full 4 action points, and my Sophia is in quite a pinch because she can get shot with another Deimos attack, and it's going to cost me a lot of health points. So you can't really, plan for stuff like that. It's quite dangerous, it's quite deadly. Yeah, you can see once again I get kinda lucky, because otherwise I could have just been dead at this point, either my Jacob or Sophia. Well, sometimes you get unlucky like that.
Hope I can find cover. Right there.
So yes, I think I can finish him off. I don't have quick aim, so I can't do much here.
Moving out.
I'm unloading packs as I think about my next moves. Taking some time to process what's going on. Here comes the time when I have to really think. I think I also have to be wary of my Chaos Buggy ammo, because I think I'm running out of grenades at this point. And it's a really nice catch. I get this Cyclops rifle that's insane. So besides being so effective on the Terminus, it's also something that's really costly to build. So I would want to build that anyway for my sniper, and now I got it for free, so it's incredible. Free to willpower hanging around there. I don't know if I'm going to pick it. I would have taken it with my priest, but I don't think I can. So now the goal is to put something between me and the enemy Triton, so he cannot quite shoot me. So I decide to just observe in case my fragger pops in. So now with my buggy, I think I will just finish off this Triton. Yeah. And now I have to hide my buggy too, because Triton over there might decide to go after it anyway. I think I want to have it as far as possible. I want to hide it behind the building and then grab my people and run for the remaining crates. Yeah, so that's what I think that I'm going to go over there. I'm considering if I still want to take out this Mist Sentinel, which could be actually a good source of removing enemy willpower, because of I think it decreases willpower of all the enemies by 4, so it's a good source of willpower loss in some cases if you soften it up first, which I kinda didn't. So I heal. Yes, it's important to heal here because I can easily lose a lot of willpower. And I think I decide to stay here because, well, as you can see, there are some objects that block line of sight from different angles, so to say. So I think at this spot where my assault is staying, Triton Alpha can't really attack him from any angle, at least not reliably. So that's a very good place to stay. So and yeah, he decides to go after the buggy. So I think the way to go here is as long as the enemy has depleted his reinforcement points, and I think there's some rate at which those points are recovered every turn. So I kinda think that he can't call on any reinforcements just yet. So there has to be some time passed before there more reinforcements can spawn. And I think it's randomly picked, but I think at this point he spent a lot of resources on buying those Tritons. So no more reinforcements are coming yet. I can't quite remember how it works, but it's something like that. So it's not like every turn I get powerful spawns. Not like that yet. I think as the time goes, they get more and more reinforcement points, and it can get really annoying fast. But right now you see he can, at best, I think he can spawn those low-level brutes, and but as brutes can go quite far away, I'm considering if I should attack it or if I should back away. And yeah, I choose to back away. First of all, as I've explained previously, it's always best to back away, simply because you know, enemies tend to come towards you and just stand there, so you might get a better shot at them. Also pay attention to how positioned my assault. I have some solid cover from the upper side, so the Triton can't really flank me, but from the right side, I don't have any obstacles, so just in case I get flanked by this Triton or someone else who spawned out there, I'm kinda safe here. So now I have to simply take out the Arthan Brute, and quite interesting, I have enough damage to do just that, despite of all the damage reduction. I'm not safe behind this spot. I think, yeah, you can see me checking out his movement here. That's a lot of movement, so he can easily flank me, even if I like move from this spot. So that's important to remember, that just how much movement those Tritons get. So the good option is to hide behind the solid wall over there, which I think I will do. Something like that. Yes, and probably use kill and run to move away too. Yep, yeah, that's the best position to get into. So everyone else gets into the buggy and moves towards the remaining crates. Oh no, yeah, I use my priests in case I get mind fragged. I decide to keep my priest there, just in case something comes up, so he can support. You can see me recovering willpower to get my will back and to mind control someone if it comes to that. And that's another error I make. I put my sniper over here. I kinda thought that Triton wouldn't be able to shoot, but he actually was able to. Another very lucky catch. I get a sword and I have someone with melee proficiency. I think my assault has melee proficiency, or my priest, I don't remember quite yet, but I think this is something desirable for me. And I position my buggy slightly different, so my tougher side gets exposed, but I think it didn't quite work like that at all. You can see here enemies spawning quite close to me, so I'm no longer. Yeah, you see, my priest staying behind worked perfectly. So it's something that was actually well played on my part. So and that is what was played badly on my part. So you can see two moves, good and bad, in one, like in one turn, let's say. So one cost me, one didn't. So
No choice but to keep going.
I decide to take care of this enemy first, and I managed to. So now I want to put my sniper into the buggy,
Guess it's my turn.
and it costs action points to get into the vehicle now, so I only get this highlighted tile if I am able to board it, if I have enough if I have enough action points to board it. So I know where Triton Alpha went. I know that it's kinda safe for me to stay there, or semi-safe at least. It can still flank me, I think, but I don't have much choice anyway. So I think I will just relinquish my fella there. And yeah, I think that's a good spot to place my priest. I think I'm still hoping it might go after the buggy, but well, let's see. Let's see what Triton does. I think it actually gets a shot at my assault there. And I think I could have previously put him, when I used my kill and run ability, I could have previously put him in a better spot. But well, I didn't. And that's not a hasty move. I think I'm too used to playing on Legend, and I thought that would be enough to deal some good damage to this enemy, but it didn't play out like it should have, and now I don't have a lot of action points to deal any damage at all, so it's kinda tough at this point. I could lose a buggy, and it all can go sideways real fast. So now I have to figure out how to actually deal with that enemy. And there's an elegant solution, I think I find here, which is something you have to, you have to always be wary of your abilities. I think that's one of the coolest highlights of that game, and people who watched my previous streams probably are not surprised, but well, I think they're much longer than here. And you can see me actually using my shotgun here to finish off the Mist Sentinel, lower the willpower of Triton, and then I will panic the Triton. So that's what I do. I'm figuring out what's going on right now and what kind of options I have. So a lot of people are actually not very aware of stuff like that. So, for example, you may easily miss this Mist Sentinel, and the willpower loss it allows you to generate for the enemies. So yeah, you can see just it unfolding just as I told you. I also get an extra movement too, so I can take another shot at them. I don't think I can kill him, but you can see I can panic him. I should have panicked him here just in case I could lose line of sight, but I think I decided to mind control him. And yeah, it works. So I can mind control him for 7 action points, which is probably like a better choice, because if I panic him, he can use that movement to run away real far and then cause me some trouble later. So mind controlling them is always better, because you can just bring them in and recycle them for willpower whenever later turn by relinquishing control and finishing them off. So I have at least 1 turn before my willpower expires. I have some willpower sources over there, but yeah, I decide to just move him closer, set up an Overwatch call, something like that. I think what's left is cleanup, but it won't be so easy as you think, because it's like there's more to come. You can see how tough. Look at this. Look at how tough these enemies get. That's absurd, absolutely absurd. It's like crazy how tough they are. Before the armor's gone, you can barely damage them. Look at that crazy stuff. And I want to finish with my priest, obviously, because sadly he didn't drop any loot. I wouldn't mind the Damon's rifle in my inventory, but well, he just doesn't. And the previous one didn't either, so I guess that's unlucky. So I get a gunner with full AP, I think, or not. Let's see. Yeah, he has full AP, and that's crazy. I think that's semi-lucky. I had a solid cover there, so I guess it's not such a big deal. But a problem is that this gunner can return fire, and a lot of my people are on the line. So if I, for example, if I launch grenade with this buggy and get return fired, it's there's a good chance that my assault, for example, gets caught in the crosshairs. So I need to do something about positioning of my regular troops first before using my buggy to attack. Never mind that it's actually undesirable to get hit with this earthen machine gun. I don't want my buggy to suffer any more damage than it already has. It's always an HP management with buggy. Those guys are safe. They are really just they are really just out of the range for return fire from the earthen gunner. And I want to get there fast, so I don't get, you know, too much overwhelmed by the reinforcement that will come. And as you can see, even one reinforcement can do a lot of stuff, which is, once again, I don't want to happen. So I want to, I'm wondering if I can kill him, and I decide to take out his pincer, so he's harmless now. I'm going to board the buggy with my assault. Can I do that? I think I don't have enough movement. So I just hide behind the corner. And I get my priest in instead, right? I think I could have used my medkit there to heal the assault, because he doesn't have enough. He just doesn't. If someone comes and shoots him, that's another move maybe I shouldn't have done. I don't know. But anyway, let's try and shoot it. I think I also can move somewhere where return fire won't get me. Yeah, that's what I do here. I'm going to move behind some obstacle, so the enemy gunner won't be able to return fire against me. So now he doesn't have a line of sight. I can still launch a grenade there. That's, I think, my last grenade. And well used there. Machine gun isn't destroyed. Somehow, always, it's the other limb that gets blown up somehow. I don't know, and I decide to just put a medkit because I believe my sniper is running out of ammo at this point, and I need to, oh, not out of ammo, out of health points, because he's bleeding. He's been sitting there and bleeding. I'm checking out how much HP he's got right now. I forgot that entering the vehicle costs action points now, and as I see that I still have some hit points left, I decide to just wait it out and heal next turn. So the gunner advances. Luckily he doesn't do anything here. There's a mind fragger, which is really unfortunate. I need to move away from him as fast as possible and as far as possible. So I'm leaving my assault there to literally suffer. That's probably not the best idea. I'm checking out what I can do here with my shots, and I think, yeah, moving assault first is the better idea, so I can figure out where do I move next, and if I get to die or if I get to survive. So kill and run always save the day. All that's left now is to survive. If anyone comes with shooting ability, my assault is dead, so that's also something, I guess, that's lucky in this like in this episode, let's say, in this particular battle, I think I should have moved my priest there to help my assault, to heal him at the very least, because staying at 51 is just too low. That was definitely a mistake, which should have been avoided. But now I'm moving my baguette there, so just next turn I will simply heal my assault and get out. I think that's the plan. So I'm unloading my priests into. Oh yeah, I'm using cover inside the vehicle. That's cool. Well, I think some of the plays here were not optimal, or some of them were, like, I can't say they were terrible, but I think if I thought about the moves for a little bit longer, I would have played much more optimally. But still, there were some good bits in here. So positioning was interesting, and it was also interesting using willpower calculations against the enemy with the priest. It was cool. So in general, the strategy was okay. So it's not like it was absolutely bad. So for example, placing my sniper in some spots, because I didn't think that Triton can shoot there. It was just something I could have calculated by looking at the tiles, but I didn't. So it ended up pretty badly in terms of being shot at, but it still kind of ended up good because I didn't lose anyone. I did lose some stamina, and I think that's almost the end of this episode. I think those were some really fun times and a very fun mission. So I will be reviewing my options here and just preparing to launch another episode later tonight or tomorrow. And the loot is insane. Look at that. I get a lot of materials. I get this perfect sword for my assault. I think I got this awesome sniper rifle for my sniper. So it's just as good as it gets, really, in terms of the loot. So okay, thank you for watching, and see you in the next episode.